Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. In this episode, we are going to have part two of our four-part series with Darin Olien. In this particular episode, he's going to talk about his vegan lifestyle and how he stays muscular and fit, and can do that through plant-based eating. And I think he's also going to talk about paying it forward for other people. So, stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, owner of PutYourselfFirst.com. I'm a health and fitness coach that's helped thousands of people. And on this podcast, I love bringing amazing minded people and people just know awesome stuff. You may have seen ones in the past, like with Tony Horton on there and things like that. Today is all Darin Olien. This is the second part of a four-part series. So hopefully you've subscribed to Power Blast podcast and you can go back and listen to that one. Totally awesome. We're going to continue forward. As I said in the opening, we are going to talk about how does he stay fit and not necessarily healthy, but just muscular. The dude is built rock solid. How he does that by eating plant-based diet. So we'll have him talk about that, and he's also going to talk about just his mission to pay it forward. So hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get to it.
And I can say now at 47, if I could throw on a helmet and go play college football, I would. And I'm as strong and as fit as I was when I was 19, 20.
I think Tracy was asking about that. She's like, okay, Tracy Morrow, you know her.
Yeah.
She's like, well, how did Darin eats, a vegan lifestyle and stuff like that. What does he do to keep up? And he's physically fit and really muscular and stuff like that. How does he do that? And so what's your answer to that one?
My answer is every food has protein. Mm-hmm. So everything. So my simple answer is that we don't need as much as we thought. And the research is coming out more and more. And that how I ended up as a vegan was still from a curiosity. The more I was learning about plant food matrices and the micronutrients and the proteins, carbs, and fats, and the assimilation that they had on the body, the ease that they had on the body, the more curious I was interested in going, well, let's see this. Let's try this. So stop eating all of this meat and let's test this. Good. Again, I learned first, I applied it, it worked for me, I feel amazing. So basically what it is I ate a variety of plants, lettuces, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes, a ton of stuff, obviously a lot of superfoods and herbs and botanicals. Mm-hmm. I don't worry about carbs, proteins, and fats, because if you eat that diversification, you naturally get
it's in there,
percentages that are perfect for your body. Yes, there's times when a body is off and dysfunctional that you should go into it. If you have hypothyroid, if you have autoimmune, if you have dysfunctional things, then there's time where adjusting some of the macros, adjusting the micros, getting your body on track. But philosophically speaking, the plant kingdom has supplied me with everything I need.
Wow.
And more, right? So again, I'm not interested in trying to convince people. Mm-hmm. I have other things to do. But what I will say is, if you're curious, don't badmouth something unless you're willing to try it on, unless you're willing to explore, unless you're willing to be in your own discovery. Because you know why they say the Indiana Jones of superfoods? Because what is Indiana Jones? He's a discoverer. He's a researcher. He's he goes on the expedition. Mm-hmm. That came about. It's a perfect title only from the sense that I allowed myself and gave myself permission to go to whatever links I needed to in order to find that information. So that's what I would say. People need to try these things, and aside from telling them to get educated and learn more and watch some good documentaries,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing
When it first started, I think it was Debbie Siebers that said to me something about, I think I was dealing with an issue and I hated vegetables all my life. So my doctor said to avoid raw vegetables. I think I was going through a colitis bout or something like that. And she's like, well, you don't have to have raw vegetables. You can steam them. You can do this. She kind of just dispelled, sent me in a different direction. So I'm like, all right, I'll give these a try. And so what I would do is I'm like, okay, 30 days. I can lock into 30 days and just test out, and kind of what you were saying. And literally, even though there was a gag factor there, I wish Shakeology existed at the time, but I found myself feeling better, more energy, lots of other things. So after 30 days, I was like, my eyes are wide open. That's why I love that the Ultimate Reset too, because that one was, I think for all the things that we have, that is a big game changer in 21 days for people that people just don't realize what feeling good feels like ever. And we've got this kind of this state of this normal. And if we can't get to that new normal to ever discover what that is, we kind of try to come up with this idea in our head. Oh yeah, I might feel this, or, we tend to cling and there's a little bit of fear there before we start. I know I was afraid when I first started. I'm like, what am I giving up? Whatever, as opposed to what am I going to gain? And so that's what I love about the testimonials and stuff. So how does that feel to know that the products that you've created has just changed so many people's lives and improved them?
I think there's no greater gift. I knew that when I started formulating, the joy that I had when I would give to an individual, like it was just when you know what these botanicals are and you're able to pass them on and know that people are getting the effect of them. So on that level, I knew that was my calling. Mm-hmm. But then there's no way to prepare for stepping into the giant shoes with Beachbody. And we didn't know. This is a gamble. This was a high-end product with some gnarly ingredients. We didn't know it was going to work. So the fact that Shakeology was clicking on something that was filling in some sort of gap that people weren't getting, it hit on a level. And so it's the same feeling that I have when I gave to an individual. It's just a very, very gratifying situation. I just want to create more and more supplements all the time because I find new things, different presentations, different applications. Like I want to do that all the time because I know what can be transported to somebody and help them thrive. Because ultimately, the whole idea behind me taking care of myself and eating superfoods is so that I don't have to focus on my body to live the kind of life that I want. Like I said before, I'm as strong and as healthy, and even more so since I was 19 or 20 years old. The only reason for that is because I've had good habits, but those habits I don't have to worry about a lethargic, beaten up body, because if your body is pulled down, it's really hard to set a goal and live the kind of life that you want when your body is depressed, angry, sad, dehydrated, undernourished, overweight, lacking energy. How in the hell can you live the kind of life you want when your body is like, it's like pulling around this lead weight? Mm-hmm. So the idea of Shakeology, one of them, was to bring this nutrition to people so that their bodies would start to wake up. And then of course the dream is that you keep going. That's why we created the Ultimate Reset. That's why I educate a lot on different foods, different recipes, water. understanding water, understanding these things that are foundational stuff, hell, meditation, calm down the stress. All of these types of things are then people think, oh my God, that's all you do is either work out or eat, or in fact, it's the opposite. You get so habit formed that I'm not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just integrated in my life. And so now if I want to run up a mountain, jump on a motorcycle, go surfing, hike at 17,000 feet in the Tibetan mountains, go superfood hunting, dive in jungles, I can do it and not worry about a body that's not going to hang with me. Yeah. That's ultimately what I want for everybody. That's ultimately why I even called my book SuperLife, because I want everyone to have the choice of something beyond there's this very small world that we can easily get collapsed in on when it's not going well. You know, when we're full of energy, taking care of ourselves, what happens? You start being creative. You start, hey, okay, cool. I feel so good. Well, what about this? Why don't I do that? That would be fun. Why don't I learn this? That's the kind of world I would like to see, period.
Holy cow. I learned a lot. This was the second episode of a 4-part series with Darin. And just stay tuned for the other episodes that are going to be coming up, because we're going to talk about GMO, and we're going to talk about hydration and those kind of the hidden secrets of water, and not some of the good stuff that's in there. But he's got some tips for you, and 3 simple things that we can do right now to live a healthier and fitter and super life. And just to stay on there. And if you haven't listened to episode 1, just go back into your podcast app or go back on iTunes and download that episode and check it out, because that really digs into a lot of the superfood things that he's been talking about. I so appreciate Darin for coming on here and sharing his insights and expertise. And for more on Darin and the projects he's working on, go to his website, superlife.com, or go over even to Amazon. I'll put the link in the show notes, and you can get his book called SuperLife, The 5 Forces That Will Make You Healthy, Fit, and Eternally Awesome. I'll include a link. You can go and get that one and check that out. I hope this podcast has helped you. And hey, if you know of somebody that it can benefit, or somebody that could be inspired by this, please share it and pass it on. And here's another thing that may help you. Just to help organize and conquer your day. I've got a free Fit Start guide, and you can download it at myfitstart.com. And I'm thinking about putting together a little Facebook group, support group around that, so we can master our day and conquer that. If you'd like to be a part of that, just comment below or even email me, Perry@putyourselffirst.com. That'd be totally awesome. I appreciate you for subscribing and sharing this show. And if you would be so kind to go over to iTunes or in your podcast app and give Power Blast Podcast an honest review and rating, that would absolutely rock, my friend. Remember,
it's never
too late.
Too late.